Welcome to Beauty Me with Tina. Today's episode from Perseverance to Power, The Ultimate Breakthrough, continues a powerful story of Tameka Chapman. She dives deeper into her 18-year journey to motherhood, the mindset shifts that sparked her rise, and how she empowers women to turn obstacles into opportunities. Let's step into your breakthrough, starting now. Like I said, she does it all. And it is to talk to her and for you guys to see her interview and our conversation. This is like a calm level. Like her energy level is like something I aspire to be because her energy level, look, okay, I could do it. I got this. Like you need somebody like her around you. You have goals and aspirations. You need somebody like her around you it shows you what she can do and to never give up. So we're going to roll on over into what are some of the key strategies that you teach women to help them turn their obstacles into opportunity?
Well, first and foremost, we have to address the obstacle, okay? And there's three ways that I say address the obstacle. There's only three ways you can deal with it. One's the easy way. To take a little bit more energy, right? So the first
Right.
there is obstacles and challenges. This is what I tell people. We're either going to take our energy and we're going to walk all the way around it because we're trying to avoid this thing, right? We're going to walk all the way around it.
Right.
We're going to act it's not there. We're going to walk around it and we're going to try to get to the other side, but there's going to be a block on the other side. There's still a door that you have to open, right? The other way is, okay, now we're going to take more energy. We're going to climb on top of it. It's going to, at all costs, we're trying to avoid addressing the issue. So you're going to take energy or you're going to take time doing the walk around or the climbing over. But the best way that I say that we deal with challenges, regardless if they're challenges in our lives, in our careers, in our relationships, in our parenting, in our health and wellness, we have to put on those Timberland boots, kick that thing down and walk over it, right? So that really is facing what is really the problem, what the problem really is. How do we handle what's in our face? And what I've come to believe is that a lot of times we don't address the issue when it first happens. And so it begins to pile up and pile up and pile up and pile up until now it feels like, okay, I don't know exactly what to do. I have no idea how I'm going to get past this. Oh my gosh, like who am I supposed to call? Who can help me? But at the end of the day, you can help yourself. You really can help yourself. And it's all about just tackling one thing at a time. You're not going to be able to walk all over a big, massive mountain in one day. So you have to tackle it one task, one little thing at a time until you begin to chip away. And once you're chipping away, what you'll notice is that other people will chip in and start helping you to chip away because they see your progress. They see your goal. They now believe in what it is that you're doing because you took the first step. So a lot of times we're just too scared to take that first step, right? So one of the things that I always tell people when it comes to your challenges is what can you do today to begin to work at it? Not how you want to get rid of it all. No, I love small intentional actions. Small intentional actions, because the more small intentional things that you do, it leads to bigger success. It leads to you achieving the bigger goal. And it goes along with that whole celebratory moment of if I do this and I succeed at this one task, I feel good, right? I feel real good.
Right.
I can actually go and do it again. And so you're celebrating yourself. You are attacking the goal, the big challenges right in front of you, hitting it goal by goal by goal. And it just motivates you to keep going until you actually reach the goal. And, an example of losing weight, you have to, attack it, for lack of a better word. You have to attack the goal, the challenge. You have to attack the challenge one task at a time, 1 pound at a time. You know, if you got 30, 40 pounds to lose, I'm raising my hand right there. Okay. So you got 30, 40 pounds to lose, you're not going to lose 30, 40 pounds in a day. Right. But what you can do is take small intentional actions to reach that goal. How do you eat? Take away some of the carbs, add more water, move around a little bit. Like, these are small things that you can do that will help you. If you're launching a business is a mountain, y'all. It's not just a little hill that you just gonna fly down. Okay. I mean, you can fly down, but how you gonna get back up? Right? But when you're launching a business, small intentional actions, do it the right way. So that way, when you're in it, you don't have to now go backwards trying to fix what you didn't have set up the proper way. So register your business, right? License your business. Get your documentation set up the proper way. You don't have to have a website, but you have to have an online presence. Set up your online presence, right? Connect with people who can help you do different things in your business. So again, at the end of the day, if you have a challenge in front of you, it's all about going at it one task at a time. So once you achieve success in that one task, it empowers you to continue to go and tackle it again with the next thing.
That is very true. And speaking from experience, with the obstacles and having to throw on the steel toe timberland boot, it doesn't work all the time. And going up is definitely it's a task within itself.
Right.
And you spoke about online presence, which now that we're in a social media age is very, very important. How important, even though you have that, people have really good social media presence, they can affect anybody. But how important is storytelling in building a successful business and or brand?
It is the most important thing, right? Because in the world of digital media that we're in right now, if you can't capture people's attention or keep their attention, you don't have an audience, right? And so people have a hard time in telling a good story because they feel that they have to make up some stories because they're trying to compete with everybody else that's out here. But you don't need to compete. The only thing you need to do is tell your story. You are interesting. There are some people that will be attracted to you because of your journey, because of your story, the things that you've gone through. There's a lot more people who have things in common with you than you realize. That's something that Tina and I are right? There's so many people who have things in common with you, but you don't know it because you too, I'm going over there after you too scared. You too scared to share your own truth. You are really too scared to share your own truth about who you really are. There's some things that used to hold me back. It used to hold me back when it's like, yeah, I'm not sharing that. Like, nobody's done that about my life. First of all, I am a private person. Nobody really knows like my true life, except for those that I like, love, and trust that I talk to. You would never see it on blast on social media just because I don't feel the need to put my entire life on social media. But I do know that if you're going to be on social media, you need to be authentic with what you share. And so what I do put on social media, I'm very authentic in who I am, a child of God. I am a marketing growth strategist, business growth strategist. I love to inspire people. I love to smile on people. I love to have fun. That is what you see. Now, there are challenges every single day that pop up in my life, but I don't feel the need to put all that on social media, right? But there were things that happened in my life that I did not want on social media because I felt that people would look down on me in a certain way if they found out that thing about me. But what it wasn't my thing, right? It was, if I share this, it's going to open up the door for someone else to say, you know what, if she just shared, I can be bold enough to share it too. If she speaks about this challenge that she had in her life, okay, I can do that too. Again, social media, digital era, it's all about how do I tell my story? What is the proper way to storytell? Right? Storytelling, there is an art. There is an art behind storytelling, and that's a whole masterclass in it, right?
Right.
It starts with you being authentic. Don't feel that you have to share everything at one time. This is about you sharing your story, but also building your audience, right? And if you give them too much at one time, now they're looking at you like, "Oh, she got too much going on."
Very true.
Want to share it in a way that it works well together and it tells your story. So and I'll transparently share with you, Tina. I will say about a couple of months ago, I was in I don't know if I would call it a masterclass, a workshop, something I was in. I don't even remember what it was, but it was about releasing those things that hold us back. And there was still one thing in my life, I had addressed so many things in my life and so many, past traumas that I've had in my life. And I'm just like, I haven't dealt with that. I haven't created about it. I haven't forgave people. And I'm moving forward. But there was still something that was holding me back. And I'm just like, okay, God, what's holding me back? Like, what am I not letting go? And again, because the moment that I thought that I had let go, but I hadn't truly let go of sexual assault. And I'm just like,
Wow.
okay, God, I think I forgave him. Did I not forgive him? Right? But it wasn't about the words of I forgive that person. It was more of in my heart that I truly believe in the forgiveness that I spoke out into the world, out into God, letting him know that I forgive. I hadn't spoke to that right because I don't even know what that person is at this point. But I had to just in my heart be totally forgiving of what happened. Is it the easiest thing to do when you've been taken advantage of? No. Right? But as an adult, now in my life, I can't let that what happened 30 years ago still affect me to the point where I cannot move forward into the blessings and favor and mercy that God has for my life. Right? And so having to declare that to the world, I no longer hold myself hostage to that memory. I am releasing that. I'm letting it go. And I totally forgive that person. So if I see that person today, I probably wouldn't recognize them, but I wouldn't have any ill towards them. Because at the end of the day, I forgave you. It is what it is. It was a traumatic event, but at the same time, I cannot allow that to continue to hold me back. So
that is very true.
Right. And so when we are talking about how can we show up? How do we show up? It's about how do I tell my story? We all have so many stories within us. Focus on what it is that you want the world to know. How do you want the world to perceive you? If you don't want to be seen as a charity case, don't put all your business out there at one time, okay? Because that's what it looks like.
Right.
If you don't want to be seen as the victim, stop talking about all the things that happen to you 24/7, right? Because it makes you look like a victim. You're not a victim. You are a victor, okay? You have victory because you're still here. You're still here to talk about it. You're still here to share your story with somebody. You're still here to inspire someone else to keep going. So to have deep into why am I here? Why am I still here? You have a voice. You have this little device right here, this little phone. Your fingers are your voice when it comes to digital media, right? Until you're right. You can use those words in writing a post or writing a blog or doing something that helps you to share your story would also be an inspiration to others.
That is, you step in some toes, but it's nothing but the truth. And sometimes they say the truth hurts, which is true, but it also helps you to be a better you, especially with social media, because everything on social media looks perfect. It looks like it's so simple. You can do this and you're gonna make millions overnight. And that's not the case. No one shows the blood, sweat, and tears that go in to whatever goal you're trying to reach, whatever obstacle you're trying to overcome. So I thank you for sharing that with not only me, but with our audience, because someone needs to hear that. Someone that might have just lit the flame for someone else. And since we're lighting flames, you're a mom, you're a strategist, you're a speaker, you wear so many hats. I can't go through the whole list. How do you maintain the balance for both business and family and yourself?
That's intentional. I go with intention. I know at one point I was not balancing. And then I hated the word balance, right? And so I had to find out, okay, if I can't use the word balance, what word am I using? And it became juggling, right? I became a service at. I became the service act. I was part of the service, y'all. I was juggling the things in my life. And so how I how I did it in how I began to do it was whatever was in my hand, I had to give it attention, but I also had to pay a high attention to what was in the air. So, as a juggler, you have three pins, two in your hands, one in the so as you're paying attention to the one that's in the air, right? Because if you don't pay that is gonna come down and hit you on your head. And prioritize, and I had three categories: my marriage, my children, and just me over being with career, business, all the things. Those are my three pins. And whatever I had in the air, that's what I paid attention to because the other two were safe in my hands, right?
Right.
So if it was marriage, then okay, it's quality time. Let's do something. Let's spend some time. Let's have a conversation. Let's communicate. Let's continue to have open communication. And when we are finished communicating, and I'm throwing the next one up, it's the children. Okay, let me spend time with my kids. Let's make sure that they are still learning, that they are enjoying life. I'm taking care and tending to them, making sure their needs are met. And then when it comes down to now, after the last pin, the business, the career, okay, let me focus on that for a moment. I need to make sure that I get all this done. But here's the other thing of that is, even though that was working for a moment, I still had some work to do. I needed to juggling as much as I was juggling, and I just needed to be more intentional with my time. And so that's where I am now. I've moved a lot from my plate. And I would say God also removed a lot from my plate in the form of things and people, right? And so now more time to put into my family, which lead me to talk about my household, my marriage, my all, because I just surrendered it all to God. And I've done that a number of times, but we talked about that control thing earlier, right?
Right. Right.
I gave you all these things, but let me just do this little part for you, okay?
Yeah.
You can't have all of it. Let me just do this part for you. To say that in at the end of 2023 was the last time that I said, God, I surrender everything to you. I surrender my marriage. I surrender my children. I surrender my business. I surrender my life. I surrender everything to you. So whatever you would have me do, that's what I'll do. Right. And if whatever I'm something and I tend to go off the rail, I need you to knock me back and direct me back onto the rail with time and stay on the path where you have me. And ever since then, I don't make the decision without consulting God, without getting a word from him on what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes they can get on people's nerves because I'm not moving as fast as they like to. But at the same time, I have to be in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. So to find the balance, I still don't subscribe to balance. I subscribe to me just being intentional about my time. Where am I spending my time? Who am I spending my time with? And do they deserve time? Do they deserve my time?
That right there.
That's kind of what I do at this point. I focus more on the who, how, when, and the who, the how, the what, why, when, and where. Okay.
Yes, that makes a big difference. It definitely does. And saying it and doing it is very difficult. I'm not gonna say it's the easiest thing, but once you get a hold of it and you can do it, it feels great.
Yeah, you don't want to let it go. You don't want to let it go.
That is very, very true.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, I can do this all day with you because you can share so much knowledge with the audience. But we're gonna have to end it here. We're gonna bring her back on. She just don't know yet. We can share some more with us. But before we go, what is one advice that you would leave with our audience to live by?
One piece of advice that I would leave is that you should be bold in your action. Be bold in your intentions. Be bold in your prayers. Be bold in your reactions as well, right? And do it with intention. Do it with good intention. Whatever you do it with good intention. Because what I've noticed is that when you do things with good intention, good will come back to you. When you serve with good intentions, good things will come back to you. People will serve you with good intentions. People will do for you with good intentions. So in all that you do, be bold and be intentional. Though that's what I would say. That's my last words.
I love that. Love that. Love that. So how can our audience get in contact with you? That is very important right there.
Awesome. So you can connect with me on Instagram or Facebook. I am Tameka Chapman. Or you can visit my website, tamekachapman.com. You'll find out more about me there. I'm not going to list everywhere, but those are the main places. Connect with me and I can connect you with everything else, right? So I am Tameka Chapman. Or yes, I am Tameka. Well, TV Global, absolutely. And that's the other one. Or
We got it right there for you guys. Easy to remember and find.
absolutely. So I'm excited, and I would love to have a conversation with anyone. I love to conversate. Just don't waste my time.
Big on wasting time. Don't do it. Please, you don't want to do it. You want to take all the advice you can get and the systems you can get. Leave. Right. Tameka, thank you again for sharing your story, sharing your knowledge with us. Beauty, when we can return, we have a self-care opportunity and wonderful product for you guys. So see you guys, I'll see you next week. Bye, Beauty.
The Optimal Experience is a luxury mobile bar company. We provide beverage planning, beverage catering, and certified event bartenders for weddings and events. Need liquor liability insurance? No problem, we got you covered. So book your custom beverage experience today.
DeAndre Nair artistry is just what you're looking for. From everyday glam to a gorgeous bridal look and everything in between. DeAndre Nair artistry is here to give you the edge you need to stand out from the crowd. DeAndre Nair has been crafting looks for a long time. She loves helping people feel confident in their skin and showing them how amazing they really are. Book your glam spot today at deandrenaira.as.me or visit her on Instagram at deandrenaira_artistry. Thank you for tuning in, beauties. I hope you enjoyed today's episode from Perseverance to Power, the ultimate breakthrough, and that sneak peek of our new YouTube-only segment, Entrepreneur Spotlight. Subscribe now to our channel at Beauty and Meets with Tina Talk Show for more. Beauties, don't miss next week's episode, Styling Success and Empowering Sisterhood, Sunday at 8 p.m. Visionary stylist Tyneese Hall shares how fashion and purpose come together to uplift and inspire. Tune in for a dose of creativity, confidence, and sisterhood.